Islam Makhachev is about to make it the popular opinion that he is the UFC lightweight GOAT. Okay, I've already been saying this for a couple of months now. I made a video on it a while back, but I think this win is going to make it clear to most fans that he's conquered and dominated this division, and he's the GOAT. He already is, but this win will really do it for most people, okay? He has owned 155 for the past 2 years. He's finished all of his last 8 fights except for a war with Volk that he did win, okay? Go watch it unbiasedly. He won that fight 3 rounds to 2. I'm sorry, you don't want to hear that, but it's true. He won that fight. He's finished everyone else, and it's not like having a close war with Volk, the featherweight GOAT, is a bad thing, okay? If you're using that as a negative, then you're just trying to win an argument. It's not a bad thing. And I mean, we all know how the rematch went. Yeah, I'm sorry. Even with the asterisk next to it, it's such a good win. The first guy to ever finish Volk, knocked him out cold. Dude, like, we can't use that win as a negative. We have to use it as a positive. I'm sorry. Volk took the fight. Islam took the opponent on short notice. It's a good win. It's a great win. And we've got Islam defending his lightweight belt for the 4th time, which if he does it successfully, which he will, okay, it's going to be the record holder, the record amount of defenses at this weight class. Such a good achievement. And I'm someone who doesn't think, like, title defenses matters. Like, that's not all that matters, okay? It's not the reason I have him as the go to the weight class. This does it for sure. No, that's not all that matters. But it definitely doesn't hurt the argument. And he will be facing Arman Tsarukyan in the rematch, where both fighters have completely transformed from when they first fought 5 years ago. But the basics of both fighters are still the same. Okay, we have Islam, the Sambo-based wrestling guy who can outstrength anybody. He has the jiu-jitsu to get the submissions. And his newest tool in his little tool belt is his striking. Okay, it's completely transformed. It was fucking dog shit at the beginning of his career. Now it's, dude, I don't want to say anything too drastic, but it's gone from terrible to being one of the best strikers in the UFC. Yes, one of the best strikers in the whole UFC. I said that, it's true. He outboxed Dustin Poirier, one of the best strikers in the weight class in the whole UFC. You know, I know the popular opinion now is Ilia Toptoro, but, like, come on. Let's not act like Dustin did not hold that belt from the fans, like, not that long ago, okay? That's such a good achievement. He literally outstruck him, made the fight exciting for the fans, chose to not just wrestle fuck him and make it boring and go for the submissions, like, relentlessly. He struck with him. He put on a show for us. He's such an exciting fighter. I don't know how Islam gets hate, okay? I know I'm glazing, but it's deserved glaze, all right? He deserves this. And then we have Arman, the very dominant wrestler-based guy who has a vicious ground and pound, really good elbows, really good just punches on the ground. He can fuck you up if he can take you down and control him or control you. He will fuck you up. He will open you up, cut you up. You don't want to get controlled by this guy because he's not just going for control time. He's going to try to elbow you. He's going to try to smash you. You know, pause. But, yeah, his striking is also transformed, like, obviously not as much as Islam's, but they were both shit at it at the start. You know, Arman was arguably better, I'd say, but now his striking's got a lot better, knocking out Beneil Dariush, and then outboxing most of the fight Charles Oliveira. So really impressive feats here from both guys. And Arman is still pretty underrated. He hasn't lost to anybody else in the UFC since that Islam loss, other than Gamrot, which we all know that was a brutal fucking robbery. Okay, it was a unanimous decision for Gamrot. Are you insane? Okay, I think Arman won that fight. It was close, but most of the damage came from Arman. You know, he deserved to win that. So that's bullshit. That doesn't count, okay? He's basically undefeated other than Islam, which makes this rematch so hype and so desirable. If you don't want to see this fight, if you're not excited for it, then I don't know what you want, because this is awesome. This is how a rematch should happen, you know, not just, oh, we got to do an immediate rematch because it was close. No, all right? Both of you, go work, leave each other alone, get some wins, and, dude, this is 5 years later in the making. This is going to be such a good fight. The only thing I'd say Arman is very severely lacking still is jiu-jitsu. I'd argue it's pretty bad offensively and defensively. He's constantly getting caught in submissions. He has 0 submissions in the UFC. He doesn't really go for them, to be fair, but he does sometimes, and he fails to get them. He's failed to get them every single time. He can't sub anybody. So it's a bit concerning. And then he's also getting caught in guillotine after guillotine, submission after submission by Charles Oliveira. He's a dog for surviving them all and fighting, and he's not a bitch. He's not going to tap. He's going to go out. It's still a fact. It's still true that he's getting caught in them constantly from not the best takedowns, okay? I mean, there's no shame in getting caught in finishing attempts from the best finisher of all time in Charles Oliveira, but it's still a problem. So after assessing both guys' skill sets, I do think this is going to be a war. It's not going to be easy for either guy, but I do think my GOAT, Islam, I'm not biased, by the way, guys, trust me, not biased at all. He's definitely not in my fucking YouTube PFP, for sure. Not biased at all, but I think Islam's going to win a clear 3-2. Okay, I think it's going to go to decision most likely because Arman's very hard to put away. He is hard to submit. He's a dog. It's going to be hard, and he has a good chin. You know, it's been iffy at times, but I do think overall it's good. Yeah, I'm scared, man. This is going to be Islam's toughest fight since Volk, probably. You know, it's going to be a hard one, but I believe in him. I believe he's going to get it done, most likely by decision again. And I can just hear it, okay? I already know people are going to shit on this win. They're going to spit on it. They're not going to admit it's a very good win. Like, this dude just beat Charles Oliveira. He's the clear #1 contender. He's a very good win, even if he's already beat him before. This is such a solid win. I can already hear it. Man, struggled against the #1 contender, man. Like, Joni Bones would never, okay? He dominates everyone. Fuck off, okay? I'm sick of this mindset that there can't be new GOATs in the sport. Fuck off, bro. I'm sick of hearing that shit, alright? Boney Jones dominated everybody. Shut up, okay? It's so cringe, alright? Islam's coming for that GOAT spot. He's coming for it. Quick, boy. Okay, now enough yapping. Let's actually discuss how I think this matchup is going to go in depth with some early predictions, alright? I do think Arman's going to have a lot of success in the first round. I think he's going to have a lot of success in it. Okay, I'm going to be shitting my pants, screaming my head off. Everyone's going to be like, oh shit, man, it's not going good. But I know this fight's going to go exactly how I know it's going to go, all right? It's going to go this way. Arman's a very good fighter in the first round, all right? I'm not saying he's a Hamzat, but he gets worse as the fight goes on, okay? He doesn't have the best cardio. It's a bit, I'd say, underhated, okay? It's kind of bad. Yeah, I do think Arman is probably the slightly better wrestler when it comes to the MMA landscape, you know, just straight takedowns, and he's really strong, man. He has really good fucking genetics. He's really blessed, but, you know, that's not an excuse, obviously, but yeah. I think Arman's going to outstrength him. I do think he'll probably slightly out-scramble him in the start because Islam builds into fights. He gets better as they go on, you know, so I think he's going to take him down. He's going to control him somewhat in the first round. But I don't think he'll be able to land those ground and pound shots like he's used to. Okay, Islam's a very good scrambler. He's very strong. He's going to have Khabib in his corner screaming at him, get the fuck up, okay? I don't want to see this shit. Get up. You know, what would father think? And yeah, again, Islam's cardio is underrated, and I think Arman's is a bit, like, I'm not going to say underrated again, but I think people don't realize that it's not that good, you know? I think Charles Oliveira would clearly have won that fight if it was a 5-rounder, okay? I think he would have won the 4th and 5th pretty clearly. Not that Arman was gassed or he gasses, but I just think he gets worse and doesn't build into fights like a lot of fighters do, like Jan, like Figueiredo, like those fighters who are plotty early on and they get more confident and find the rhythm. I know that's kind of every fighter in some type of way, but some fighters also just, I feel like they're just more dangerous and just better when they're dry, you know? They get more sloppy, they get dumber, they make dumber decisions, you know? So I think this is going to be it's going to start off rough. It is, but I think the momentum is going to change very quickly. So yeah, I think Arman's going to win round 1. But then, going into round 2, okay, Khabib's going to be giving him the game plan, screaming at him in the corner, just fucking smurfing for him, telling him the game plan, how to implement it. You know what you need to do. He's going to stay on the feet more. He's going to be ready for those takedowns. Arman's not going to be as fresh, okay? He's going to implement the clinch, his favorite, his sweet stuff, his sweet spot, baby. He's going to implement the clinch. He's going to implement the elbows in the clinch, the knees up the middle that are devastating. They're going to fuck with Arman. They're going to gas him a lot quicker. He's going to landing body shots. It's going to gas Arman even more. And that's going to give Islam a lot more confidence. And Arman's not going to be as fresh, so he's not going to be able to get the takedowns like he was. And I think Islam will start to win the scrambles more, and he'll win a clear round 2. And then I think round 3 is probably going to be the most plotty and most low output fight of the round. Both guys are, you know, they are finishers, but I do think it's going to be hard for Islam to finish Arman. So I think in the back of Islam's mind, no matter how much of a badass he is, no matter how much he wants to go for the finish, I think they're both going to kind of coast in this round. and just try to make it to the championship rounds and not gas and just save it for then. But I do think Islam will probably edge it out. Hopefully these judges are on point tonight, because this is going to be a close-ass fight, bro. Please, no robberies. Fuck that, okay? Dude, I hate judging in MMA. It ruins it, really. But, yeah, I think Armin's going to lose the third round just from slightly lower output than Islam and slightly lower IQ. Okay, boys, the championship rounds. Now, this is where it gets really crazy, because I think if a finish is going to happen, it's going to be in one of these two rounds. I don't see a fluky early finish. These guys are usually very safe. You know, they get finishes, but they also are very safe, and they value defense as their number one priority, which they should, obviously. And Islam is very dangerous in the later rounds of the fight. Like, I know that last minute of the Volk fight wasn't the best look, but he's Volk. He's built different. Armin is not Volk, okay? He's not as gritty. His cardio is a lot worse. His grappling's better. But yeah, I think Islam is gonna, he's just gonna out-scramble Armin. And the only guy who has to worry about getting subbed is Armin. You know, Islam is gonna be imposing the submission threats. Armin's not. That's going to be a big difference in this fight. But it's not going to be easy for Islam to sub him, okay? Armin's a tough motherfucker. He's really hard to finish. Pause. But yeah, he is. You know, it's just the truth. He's only been finished one time in 215 outside of the UFC by TKO. That shit don't matter. But, I mean, you know, I had to look up the fun fact. He's never been finished other than that. But my prediction is that Islam will get the sub in the 4th or 5th round, okay? Armin's going to be tired. He's going to be sloppy. He's going to shoot a sloppy takedown, and I believe Islam's going to slap up a Darce or a rear naked choke or a guillotine, something like that. You know, well, obviously not a rear naked choke. He'd have his back in that situation. But, hey, I could see Islam winning the scramble and having that happen too. I think Islam finishes this with any type of submission he wants. He's dangerous in any submission. And yeah, I think a tired, complacent Armin just won't be as he's flexible. We all know that. He's posting his ass flexing around and shit and bending his legs and spreading them. Come on, Armin, chill out. But yeah, I think he's just gonna get a little complacent, and I think I think Islam's gonna have a big opportunity in one of the scrambles to latch up that Darce, latch up that choke, and he's gonna put him out cold because Armin's not tapping. He's a tough motherfucker. He's too stubborn. And yeah, I think Islam will put him out cold by submission. And after this, after he's conquered 155, truly after this win, the only person I'd want to see him fight at 155 is the 145 champion, Ilia Topuria. It's the only guy I want to see him fight. And Islam just simply hasn't earned it yet. I don't care. Argue with the fucking wall. He hasn't. One defense is not enough. I know it's a super fight, and I want to see it too, boys, but it's just not going to happen. All right, it's just not. Ilia really tried. He really tried to go fight the number one contender of this weight class to force it to happen, because you know he wants that fight too, but it's not going to happen, you know? So I want to see Islam move up to 170 next, okay? It needs to happen. I don't want to wait till 2026. Please, no. I want to see him beat Armin at the beginning of this year, and then, yeah, mid-2025 or end of 2025, go up to 170. I want to see him chase greatness, bro. Like, this is insane. If you are not appreciating this run that Islam is on right now, you're just a fucking hater, all right? You're a hater, man. You're just a hater, all right? Like, he is going on such an insane run right now. And if he goes up, beats Belal or Shavkat, whoever has the belt, and then defends against a solid contender like Jack or Buckley, I don't know, someone really solid who deserves a title shot, dude, that is, like, such a crazy fucking feat. If he does that, I don't care. He's top 2 without anything. No arguments. He's top 2 or top 3, guaranteed, on the GOAT list now. Okay, imagine, dude, no one has done that. Conquered and dominated a whole division, finishing everybody at that weight class. Volk was a 145er, so that doesn't count. Okay. He's finished everybody he's fought this weight class so far, bro. And then if he goes up to 170, defends, not only claims the belt, but defends it. No one has done that, bro. Like, imagine he defends it twice. Then he's the GOAT, all right? I don't want to hear it. He's the fucking GOAT. Jones got the second belt and wasn't even, like, a double champ. Like, dude, you got to stop thinking that 205 run is just going to make him the GOAT forever. I don't want to hear it, okay? We can have new GOATs. The levels of competition, they were all champions, but were they the best champions? I don't know. But hey, maybe Belal being champion at 170 would ruin this all, ruin the fun, and prevent it all from even happening in the first place. So we'll see. I hope that's not the case. I would love to see Islam versus Belal fight, man. Like, bro, you can't just say, okay, I'm going to retire and give up on my dreams of becoming GOAT of the sport now. Like, fuck that. Fuck Belal, man. Get out the way. I love Belal. I'm actually a Belal supporter. You know, I defend him a lot, but fuck that, man. You're ruining it, all right? I like Islam a lot more, so you got to get the fuck out the way, bro. Shavkat's going to take your head. Sorry. I'm hoping for that to happen just to see Islam versus Shavkat. Because, bro, Islam versus Shavkat, that is the most free win of all time for Islam. Holy shit. He's such a big dude. He'd fuck Shavkat up. Size would not be a problem. You know, but that's the video, boys. I just wanted to talk about this matchup and how it's going to, what it's going to do for Islam's career. Because it's very important for the landscape of the sport and Islam's career. The GOAT is being born. A new GOAT is being born right in front of you, and a lot of you don't even realize it. Dude, I still see people saying Khabib is better and greater and had a better career than Islam. Like, dude, can we stop living in fucking peaches and creamville, all right? Get out of there, okay? Live in the real world for once, okay? Islam's way better. I don't care if Khabib would maybe beat him because I think it'd be a close fight. I don't know who'd win that. I'm not talking about that. Who gives a fuck about that, okay? I'm talking about careers, all right? That's all I care about. Levels of competition you fought and how you beat them. Yeah, that's it. That's the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.